the induction top may have met its match. And this is the thing I was curious about. Check it out. 1 minute and 37 in is all. Check it out. Hello. I wanted to go through and do a quick demonstration and answer the question of what cooking solution works the best for camping as well as emergency preparedness. So I've got 3 different scenarios, stoves and what have you. We're just going to do a quick comparison. First, over here we've got an induction cooktop. This is the cooktop I use each day to cook on. You'll see here we're going to do a water boil test. My money's definitely on this to boil first. Anyone that's not familiar with induction, get ready because it's pretty amazing what it can do. Back here we've got an electric hot plate, just your standard hot plate. It's plugged in, as you can see, to my EcoFlow Delta power station. It's at 100% state of charge. We're going to see how much power it takes to boil this water, because some people say, well, if I'm camping, I've already got a power station, I'm just gonna bring a hot plate and use that. That's fine. Other people say, well, in a power out situation, I'll just get a hot plate that's 120 volts and plug it into something like this EcoFlow power station. That's great too, but might not be the most wise use of resources. You'll see that it uses a lot of power. Anything that requires heat or generates heat using electricity uses a lot of electricity. And then finally, I think who the unsung hero is for this demonstration will be this unit right here. It's made by JetBoil. This is their JetBoil Genesis Basecamp stove. And this is what I personally use for all of my camping as well as emergency preparedness if the power is to go out. It just runs off of these 1-pound cylinders, propane cylinders. You can hook it up to a 20-pound cylinder as well. That has to happen outside if you use that. And then if you do use this inside like I am right now, be sure and have a window cracked for ventilation and what have you. A couple things to mention about this. I bought the system instead of just the stove. You can just buy the stove by itself. If you purchase the system, you get a couple of things. One is this really nice pot. Right here you can see the JetBoil symbol there. For pasta and what have you, soups. The thing that makes it amazing is down here, much like their backpacking stoves, you can see, hopefully you can see that heat sink that they've got on the bottom there, and it really makes use of the heat in an efficient way. We're going to do a test with this pot after we're done with the standard pots. This JetBoil system also comes with a frying pan like this, and a lid that fits both the frying pan and the pot. Then it comes with a nice case. We've got the fuel regulator right here, and then inside the case right here we've got this plastic windscreen. The control that you have on this system and the temperature and everything's outstanding. The one thing, if I have a gripe about it, it would be that windscreen. It doesn't do a whole lot to prevent the wind from blowing if you're using it in an unsheltered situation. So anyway, with that out of the way, let's get on with the testing, because that's what we all want to see. So what I've done is I've got 3 identical pans. Same brand, same size, same everything. I don't know if you can see on the side there or not, but we're right at the 2-cup mark on all of these pans. So it's filled up with 2 cups of cold water. Okay. And I've got this little thermometer here. We'll just stick it in the water so you can see that, that water there is 66 degrees. That water is 65.8. And that one there is actually slightly warmer, 72. But still within, a few degrees of the other pans. And if I were to bet, this one's gonna go first, followed by the JetBoil, and this guy will be last. But we'll see what happens. So let's get this started. And I've got the stopwatch right over here, so we can watch it as it goes. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start this one. I've only got one person here, so I'm going to turn this one on first, followed by the JetBoil, followed by the induction top, and we'll watch and see who boils fastest. So I'm going to start this overhead camera so that we can see that view. Okay, and go ahead and turn this to max. That's pulling about 1500 watts from the EcoFlow. The fans are revving up. Now we're going to turn the JetBoil on. It's got a nice integrated sparker right there. Alright, so that one's on, and we'll turn on this. Now we're going to start the stopwatch. Obviously, some things have been going a few extra seconds, but nonetheless, we'll just kind of watch here and see the process. The one nice thing, and I'm going to show you more here in a second, the flame that this JetBoil has and the control is just incredible. I'll do a demonstration of that here once the water starts boiling. You can watch how much control we have. It actually puts, my parents have a gas cooktop in their house. They cook on each and every day, and this burner puts their cooktop to shame. So, okay, let's watch this boil, and we'll go from there. Okay, just over 2 minutes into the test here, and if you can see, the induction top is just about to boil, which really comes as no surprise. The induction stoves are absolutely incredible, insanely powerful, and insanely efficient actually as well, because it just heats the pan. There's actually no heat being generated, so I can put my finger right here on the burner, and there's hardly any heat at all. So anyway, let's call that boiling for the induction top. So we're going to put a lap on the timer there, and let's watch the other ones go. We'll just turn the induction down, and we'll see what the other ones are doing. Just a quick update while we're here. The JetBoil is already simmering, and just about ready to boil here. The electric hot plate still has more time to go. So, but compared to the induction top, now I have turned the induction top down, but I mean that was you know, just a few seconds. We're only almost 4 minutes, you know, a minute or so behind the induction, which is really, really impressive. That gives you an idea of just how incredible this little camp stove is, and why I love it so much. It really cooks well. Okay, I'm going to call that boiling for the induction, or for the JetBoil here. You can see very nice rolling boil there. Now watch this. While we're waiting for the slow poke back here to finish, check this out. So, believe it or not, I didn't have it going full power because of how small the pan is. We're going to do full power here on the big pot. But let's turn it down and we'll just watch this flame control here. It's just crazy how good. And you can just dial it in and make the boiling just the right level. It's absolutely incredible. And the other cool thing is, once you set it, once you find a nice level of heat, you can essentially leave it there and it holds it. I've had other camp stoves where that's not the case. It'll like self-adjust, which is kind of funny. Anyway, there we have it, the JetBoil. Okay, almost 8 minutes in, and our hot plate unit is just starting to boil here. Let's check the EcoFlow Delta. So at this point, we're down to 88%. So 87, there we go. So we've used, 13%, boiling 2 cups of water. So not insane, but obviously if you're doing that for 3 meals every day, that's fairly substantial. So there we go. I'm gonna go ahead and stop it there. So let's look at the results. Hopefully we can see that, there we go. Our induction top, I hit the lap button at 3 minutes and 5 seconds. And then the JetBoil, 4 minutes, 23 seconds. And the hot plate, a whopping 8 minutes, 29 seconds. And it's not even boiling, you know, crazy. I mean, it's boiling, but it's not insane. So, okay, let's do a new test now. Let's compare the induction top versus this full power with the special JetBoil pan that's right over here. It's engineered to boil water quickly, and we'll see how that goes. Something else I just wanted to show you, the amount of control. I just turned these stove units off. Now notice something interesting. The induction top immediately stops boiling. The JetBoil immediately stops boiling. This is off. We have no power being drawn from the Delta, and you can see it's still plugged in there. But look, it's still boiling. And that's just because that plate heats up and holds so much heat. And anyway, it's just so much easier to control the amount of heat with one of these two solutions, and especially this one here, because, you know, it just reacts so fast with the heat input and the gas. So anyway, just another interesting observation between the 3 options. Okay, we're back. We've got 3 cups of water this time because this pan is bigger. So same amount. I used this pan to measure it out, actually. Cold water once again. I'll get my thermometer here. I put it away, but let me get it quick. Okay, we got the thermometer. This water here, colder this time because it actually ran through the plumbing. 57.4. This one here, looks like we're slightly warmer on this one, 59.7, but still very, very close to each other. So, without further ado, let's get going. So, let's start the upper camera, oops, so we can see that. Okay, here we go. That's maxed out. It's a little hard to see, but we'll come back to that here in a second. Let's do this. High on the induction. Let's start the timer. You can hear with the audio just how powerful this JetBoil is. I love the shape of the flame under there. It's just so awesome. But this pan really captures a lot more of the heat, spreads it out over a larger surface area, and so as a result, you get a lot more efficient use of the heat from the combustion. So I don't know if you can see, but there's little bubbles forming on the bottom there. We've got little bubbles forming here as well. This is going to be a tight race. We're only 40 seconds in. Theoretically, should take a little longer, but we may have a winner here from the standpoint that this is already steaming on the JetBoil. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there you go. The induction top, I don't see any steam yet. There's definitely a lot of movement, so it's certainly heating up fast. But we've got a lot more steam coming out of the JetBoil here. So just insanely fast. Already got a simmer on the bottom happening. The induction top may have met its match. And this is the thing I was curious about. Check it out. 1 minute and 37 in is all. Check it out. That's insane. And there we go. Boiling. And an insane boil at that. Look at that. Wow. That is what you call a boil right there. Jeez. 2 minutes. And the induction top is now just starting to steam. So that's pretty insane. Now watch the control here as we're waiting for the induction. Just one more time. I'll just turn this down, and you can just watch the water react as you adjust the heat. The awesome thing is, yeah, I had it going full blast, but this pan is so efficient in conjunction with this stove. It doesn't use hardly any fuel, and we can get a really nice simmer, and this flame is just barely running. It's just insane. Anyway, for people who say gas isn't as fast at boiling water as induction, well, think again, because it just met its match by quite a bit. Beyond a minute now, faster, and we've got this thing on high. It's going. So anyway, now that goes to show you though the difference between using the pan that's specifically engineered by JetBoil to be more efficient and capture that heat versus a pan that's not. In that case, we were about 1 minute slower on the gas than the induction. But this was 3 cups of water this time. It's possible that we could have closed the gap a little bit on the induction top by using a wider pan so that there was more surface area, because that's what we had going on in here. So that's certainly a possibility as well. But even still, I think this JetBoil would have been faster than the induction top, or at very least been on par with it, which is absolutely insane. There we go. 4 minutes and 24 seconds, and we've got a nice boil on the induction top. So anyway, that was a fun test. I enjoyed that. So, and that was the thing I wanted to show you, because this JetBoil unit really isn't talked about enough, I don't think, for what you get. So compared to, $50 special that you get, just off the shelf at Walmart or something, this unit is certainly expensive. It's, a couple $100 last time I looked, and I'll put a link in the description below to this. I'll link just the stove, and then I'll link the whole system, which includes the pans. I think it's well worth the money if you're going to invest in the ecosystem to go ahead and get the pans along with it. But the crazy thing is just how much value I think there is. I mean, you saw it beat my multi-$1,000 induction cooktop right now, and this is just a fraction of that. And I have every bit as much control heat-wise as I do on the induction top. I guess the only thing that doesn't do is maybe the induction top's a little easier to clean because I can just wipe it, whereas this, you have to take the grill off. But even still, that's very easy to clean out. All you do is squeeze that comes off, and then you just wipe out that interior thing. That can come out too if you need to, submerge it and scrub it, that liner there. But usually I don't need to do that. Usually just a quick wipe after it's cooled down with a paper towel or something like that works, and then this just clips right back on, and you're good to go. So anyway, hopefully you guys had some fun with that. An amazing value, an amazing unit here. Take the height of luxury with you. Before I got the induction top, my camp stove cooked better than my home stove, because it was just a standard electric top like that guy right over there, only it was built in. And anyway, this unit put it to shame big time, and as you can see, gives the induction top a run for its money as well, with the special engineered pots and pans with it. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any other questions about this that I can answer, any other comparisons you may want to see, and we can certainly see about doing that. Thanks so much.